Psalm 74, verses 12 through 23.
For God is my King of old, working salvation in the midst of the earth. Asaph wrote those words in Psalm 74, verse 12, and he wrote them after surveying all of the damage that had been done in Jerusalem and in the temple. In verses 1 through 11, he looked around, and what did he see? Well, he saw perpetual desolations. He saw the enemy having come into the sanctuary of God and wrecked it. They had set up their banners and taken down God's banners. They had destroyed the trees. They'd broken down the temple. All the beauty, all the splendor of Jerusalem going up in smoke. Well, when you look around and you see the enemy destroying, just remember, God is my King of old, working salvation in the midst of the earth. You see, in verse 12, he stopped looking around and he started looking up. And he realized that God was on the throne. I know there are times when we say, "How long, O Lord? How long? Why are these things happening? Why don't you do something?" Of course, we know why he permitted the Babylonians to destroy Jerusalem and the temple. It's because the spiritual leaders of the people had led the nation into idolatry and blasphemy, and so God disciplined them. He looks up and he says, God is king. God has never failed, and he is working salvation. The enemy may be working destruction, but my God is king, and he's working salvation in the midst of the earth. He had a third encouragement. He looked back in verse 13. And throughout the rest of this psalm, he remembers what God did in the past. He divided the Red Sea. He broke the armies that attacked his people. He led his people through the wilderness. He opened the rock and provided water. He dried up the rivers. I like verse 16. The day is thine, and the night is also thine. Oh, we like the day. We don't like the night. Remember, God controls the day, and God also controls the night. Asaph was going through a night season in his soul as he saw everything around him falling apart. And what was his solution? For God is my King of old, working salvation in the midst of the earth.